Welcome to the Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show. I'm Nancy Blizzard, your host, and my guest today is Shaina Swallow from Everything Swallow. Thank
Hello.
you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here, and I want to hear all about your collection. How did you get started?
I think I made my first garment completely by myself when I was 10. And that was the first thing I had ever sewn by myself. It was a generic pattern, and I'd cut it out, and it was a nightgown, and I made it all by myself. I've always been influenced by people in my family who have also been seamstress and sewed. My aunt was a wonderful seamstress, and so I spent a lot of time with her and her sewing room growing up, and I just really felt like that's where I was supposed to be. I spent a lot of time there all through school. I spent a lot of time sewing, taking, home ec and all those classes. My mom also was a very talented seamstress growing up, and so I just always had the thought that I could make anything I wanted. And so I started with fabric, with textiles and clothing. When I was a teenager, and I was sketching a lot and I was drawing a lot and doing a lot of designing of clothes. I can remember people just thinking I was crazy, like, what are you doing with that? Is that even a real thing that people do? And I just kept thinking, I think so. I'm gonna do it. I hope so. My children, of course, I did a lot of things for them while they were younger and growing up. My daughter was in a theater group, so I did a lot of costuming for the theater companies, and then I also did a lot of other costumings for the church. We did a lot of plays and events, and so I just did a lot of costuming all the time. I found myself costuming all the time for everybody and every little thing. I teach myself everything as I go, and I'm a pattern maker, so I'll just, I can see the pattern pieces come together and how I need to build it, and then I just begin to create that, and then I change it and tweak it to the body type in which I'm making it for. I get the vision in my mind's eye, and then I know what I have to create, and I feel like if it doesn't come together really easily and very naturally, then maybe I'm forcing it, and maybe it's not the right time for that right now, and then I'll set it aside and maybe come back to it a little bit later, and then that's when the whole vision comes together, and it's like, oh, that was the one element I was missing. I just didn't see it right away, and then when you see it, you come back and add it in, and then there you have it. But I am a big believer of things should not really be forced. If it's meant to be, things are gonna line up. Costuming, I would say, is my main love. I really enjoy the fantasy and the creativity. I have been doing costuming for over 25 years now. I love costuming because a lot of the times I feel like I'm creating an alter ego. And in costuming, it comes out that way a lot. I don't even really like to call it costuming, because on the right person, it is actually just their outfit. It is what they want to wear, what they want to transpire. I like to empower women, so I like to have in my outfits, I like to have a little bit of sexiness, a little bit of the sex appeal and tease to it, but I also like them to feel very empowered in what they wear. Cassie here is wearing one of my bustiers that I've made with one of my satin skirts with the tulle underlaying there. On her head, she's wearing a handcrafted leather forehead horn piece that we've made in Everything Swallow. I really like to catch the eye. It is a head turner, and you can command the room when you walk into it, and that's fun. Always to feel empowered in what you're wearing. But yeah, that's my devil. I like to use a lot of different textures and a lot of different fabrics, and I also like to repurpose things. The skulls hanging on the back are actually a spray for a floral arrangement, but I just saw them on there, so I took it apart and sewed it right in. I started doing a lot of costuming for curvy women because there was not a lot of flattering outfits out there for curvy women to wear. Sometimes when you're a curvy woman or a plus size woman, it's hard to find things that fit you, and you pay a lot for them, so you might as well have something that's tailored to you and fits you well. This is a fitted jacket with tails. It also has a vest in there and the tulle skirt on the bottom. There are some satin booty shorts under there that you can't see, but that way she's a little bit more protected under there. It is an open back, very sexy vest that you can wear with the coat or without the coat. But I do think that even if you are a curvy woman, you do have the right to have a little bit more sex appeal and to have it as an option to yourself, but to also feel comfortable and empowered in what you're wearing. And Gwen is also wearing a handcrafted leather cat mask, which is also made in our Everything Swallow studios in our leather production area. And the cat toy was also the accessory that we made to go with it too. This cat costume is very empowering because you are to be her toy when you wear this outfit. So it is also to just always empowering, feeling comfortable, being the best you can be in what you have. That is another thing with the costumes and the outfits I make. They are to be yours, to be taken home and to customize to fit your personality. I'm just giving you the jumping off point by giving you the basis of what you need to help create it and turn it into whatever you want it to be. I guess my other love besides my costuming would be my fashion line. I always really loved when I was younger and you'd wear the big skirts and when you spun and they just went all the way out. I really loved that, so I've just kind of taken that idea and ran with it. And a little bit of an 80s twist in there with some crop tops as well. But Ariel is wearing a fuller, shorter mini skirt that is a high-waisted rise. And with a crop top and a little tube top underneath just to cover her up a little bit. But I do like to have just a little bit of skin showing, because even if you are a fuller figured woman, you have every right to be sexy, feel empowered, and show your body off the right way so that you feel comfortable in what you're wearing. I think it's wonderful when someone can put something on and you can see on their face and on their body that it has made them feel, make them feel good, makes them feel empowered, you know, makes them want to wear it. And I absolutely love that. Missy is wearing my light blue satin teddy with my blue floor length see-through robe draped in feathers, with a little bit of glam in the middle and her button, because every sexy housewife should have this at home. I love this one that Missy has on today. There is 24 feet of boa in that bottom of that skirt. And again, playing on the full skirt from the 40s, 50s era, when you spin, it gives you just a nice full skirt that comes out. And I do feel like any husband would love to come home to his wife in this beautiful robe. Mm-hmm. I can sometimes be a little more showy than maybe they necessarily want to be, and so that's important to find out, because you don't want to go over the top and then it be out of their comfort zone. Although sometimes I do like to push them out of their comfort zone because sometimes that's where the magic happens, you know. Through the costuming, you meet so many people who it's not a costume. It's not a costume to them, it's an outfit to them. And so then when you meet those people, it changes your perspective on what you're making, because all fashion, all style is really just an outfit. And I started taking a lot of commissioned work, and I did a lot of commission work for a lot of years, just kind of silently creating pieces for people. And then in about the last 4 years, I thought, you know, I'm just gonna run with this and see what happens, and it's absolutely taken off. I have a lot of clients that come to me and want to work together to create what they're looking for. I have an idea, we need to make this, can you make this for me? And then you just start planning and dreaming with these people that you just met. I consider my fashion and my designs to be living art. And when you put them on, they come to life. What I just strive to do now is to create things for people to love and to wear and to feel empowered in.
How do you see the Denver industry, the fashion industry? Do you see it growing?
Oh, yes, I think it's growing. I think it's growing fast, and I think it's a wonderful time to get in and to be a part of it. because it is up and coming very quickly, and the more that you get into the industry, the more areas and avenues that you see that you can excel in, that you could be successful in. And it would be fabulous if more movie industry would come here. That would help a lot with the fashion industry. It would just open up so many more doors for people, especially like myself, who loves to do costuming and things like that, you know. But also with that, it goes along with all the wardrobes that need to be made for those shows and everything else, and we have a lot of fabulous designers in Denver that could fill a lot of those needs. So I think it's going to be great. I think we're just seeing the beginning of it right now. I sometimes think, oh, in the next 3 to 5 years, where will I be? I don't know, and I don't know that I even want to put a limit on it, because I want to dream big. I want to dream as big as I possibly can, and that way it'll happen. That'll happen. You know, I want a boutique. I want a work center where people can come and create and learn the trade of sewing and tailoring and pattern making. I feel like I would like to inspire other people to do that too, and to pick up the lost trade of sewing and creating textiles and fabrics and clothing, you know, because we need that going forward, and we can inspire other young people to do that and to take their dreams and run with them. My biggest challenge usually is myself, because I'm always constantly trying to top myself and to outdo myself. You just want to create the best thing always. You can talk yourself out of it. You can be too big. I'm not going to do it. No, it's going to be too big. I'm going to do it. See how big I can make it. Just knowing what you're going to do, feeling it, and that's who you are, and doing it. That's the best. And I feel like too, you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself, and you have to challenge yourself to go to the next level. Because how else will you know what other great things you're going to create unless you push yourself a little bit? You know, always think outside the box, dream big. The joy of creating, it definitely does, it's euphoric, you know, when you take the time and you do it, when your client comes to pick it up and they love the piece that you've made, that's where the joy is. It's like, yes, this is why I do this. You start with nothing and turn it into something. Creation part of it is always just the best, except for when you're ripping it apart the 5th time because it's just not working. But you don't give up. You just keep going, and then it comes together in the end, and it's beautiful. And you're like, yes, this is why I do it. This is why I do it. It's super fun, and it's just, I don't know, you know, it's important to do the things in life that you love and that feed who you are, because that's how you live a happy life. Try to be with good people and try to be a good person and create beautiful things for this world. That's what we should all be doing, I think. So that's my favorite thing to do, is to create this. And the fact that I'm doing it full time is even better. I mean, that's a dream come true right there. It's amazing how it kind of sneaks up on you. You're just doing something you love, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa. This is a lot, and I am doing it now, and it is a real thing that people do, and it's important to dream and hold on to your dreams, you know, and really walk them out. You never know what that walk looks like and how long it's going to take, or how short it's going to take, or what it's going to evolve into. But if you just walk with it and go with it, it can turn into something amazing, and that's what I'm experiencing.
Thank you for watching the Daisy Blue Fashion Variety Show here at Denver Open Media with my guest, Shaina Swallow from Everything Swallow. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's been fantastic.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day.